What if I told you that the greatest war in ancient history started because of one woman's jealousy? Not a mortal woman, a goddess, the most beautiful goddess in all of Olympus, Aphrodite. The goddess of love and beauty didn't just cause the Trojan War, she orchestrated it, she manipulated it, and she watched as Troy burned to the ground. Today, you'll discover the untold story of how love destroyed an empire. Welcome to Trojan mythology. Before we understand how Aphrodite destroyed Troy, we need to know who she really was. Her birth was unlike any other god. According to Hesiod, she was born from the sea foam. When Cronus castrated his father Uranus, he threw the severed parts into the ocean. From the foam that formed, Aphrodite emerged, fully grown, breathtakingly beautiful. Her Greek name means foam-born. She rode to shore on a giant scallop shell. The winds carried her to the island of Cyprus. Flowers bloomed wherever she walked. But beauty was just the surface. Aphrodite had real power. She could make anyone fall in love. Gods, mortals, even animals. She controlled desire itself. Her magical girdle, called the cestus, made her irresistible. When she wore it, no one could resist her charm. Zeus himself feared her power. He married her off to Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths. Hephaestus was ugly and lame, the complete opposite of Aphrodite. Zeus hoped this marriage would control her. He was wrong. Aphrodite had many affairs. Her most famous lover was Ares, the god of war. Love and war. Together they were unstoppable. She also had mortal lovers. The most famous was Adonis, a beautiful youth. When he died, she wept tears of blood. From those tears, red roses grew. But Aphrodite wasn't just about love and romance. She was also vengeful, extremely vengeful. Anyone who rejected her or insulted her beauty faced terrible punishment. She cursed women to fall in love with animals. She made people die from impossible love. She destroyed entire families out of spite. This was the goddess who would bring down Troy. Beautiful but deadly, loving but cruel. The destruction of Troy began at a wedding. The wedding of Peleus and Thetis. All the gods were invited, except one. Eris, the goddess of discord and chaos. She was furious about being excluded, so she crashed the party. She threw a golden apple into the crowd. On it were inscribed 3 words, "To the fairest." Immediately 3 goddesses claimed it. Hera, queen of the gods, Athena, goddess of wisdom and war, and Aphrodite. Each goddess believed she was the most beautiful. They turned to Zeus to decide. But Zeus was no fool. He knew picking one would anger the other 2. So he passed the responsibility to a mortal, a Trojan prince named Paris. Paris was the son of King Priam of Troy. Before his birth, his mother had a terrible dream. She dreamed she gave birth to a flaming torch, a torch that burned all of Troy. Prophets warned that Paris would destroy the city. So King Priam ordered him killed as a baby, but the servant couldn't do it. He left Paris on Mount Ida to die. Instead, Paris was raised by shepherds. He grew into a handsome young man. This was the man chosen to judge the goddesses. Hermes, the messenger god, brought the 3 goddesses to Mount Ida. Paris was terrified. 3 goddesses stood before him, in all their glory, each one stunning, each one powerful, and each one offering him a bribe. Hera spoke first. She offered him power. She would make him the king of all Europe and Asia. He would rule the world. Then Athena spoke. She offered him wisdom and glory in war. She would make him the greatest warrior who ever lived, invincible in battle. Finally, Aphrodite spoke. She offered him love. Not just any love, the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta. Paris was young. He was foolish. He chose love. He handed the golden apple to Aphrodite. She smiled. Hera and Athena were furious. From that moment, they swore to destroy Troy, and Aphrodite promised to help Paris, no matter the cost. Aphrodite kept her promise, but there was a problem. Helen was already married. Her husband was Menelaus, king of Sparta. Helen's beauty was legendary. She was the daughter of Zeus, born from an egg after Zeus seduced her mother as a swan. Every king in Greece had wanted to marry her. To prevent war, Helen's father made all her suitors swear an oath. They would defend her marriage to whoever she chose. She chose Menelaus. Paris returned to Troy and was recognized as a prince. His father welcomed him back. The prophecy was forgotten. Then Paris was sent on a diplomatic mission to Sparta. Menelaus welcomed him with open arms. The Greeks valued hospitality above all. Paris stayed in their palace, ate their food, drank their wine, and met Helen. Aphrodite went to work. She struck Helen's heart with desire. She clouded Helen's judgment, made Paris irresistible in her eyes. Helen fell madly in love with Paris. Some say she went willingly, some say she was forced. The truth is somewhere in between. Aphrodite's magic made resistance impossible. When Menelaus left Sparta for a funeral, Paris made his move. In the dead of night, he took Helen. They fled to Troy by ship. But they didn't just take Helen. They took gold, treasures, servants. This wasn't just about love. It was theft. It was betrayal. The greatest violation of hospitality in Greek culture. When Menelaus returned and found Helen gone, he was devastated. He called upon every Greek king who had sworn the oath. They had to help him get Helen back. His brother Agamemnon led the call to war. 1,000 ships gathered, the greatest army Greece had ever assembled, all because Aphrodite wanted to win a beauty contest. The war raged for 10 years, and Aphrodite was there every step of the way. She took Troy's side. She protected Paris. She intervened in battles, but she wasn't alone. The gods had chosen sides. Supporting Troy were Aphrodite, Apollo, Ares, and Artemis. Supporting Greece were Hera, Athena, Poseidon, and Hephaestus. The Trojan War became a war among the gods themselves. One of the most famous moments was Paris's duel with Menelaus. The war could have ended right there. Whoever won would take Helen. Paris was losing badly. Menelaus was about to kill him. But Aphrodite couldn't let that happen. She appeared on the battlefield, wrapped Paris in a cloud of mist, and whisked him away to safety. She placed him in Helen's bed. The Greeks were furious. The duel was a cheat. The war continued. Later, Aphrodite tried to save her son Aeneas. Aeneas was a Trojan hero. His father was the mortal Anchises. During battle, the Greek warrior Diomedes attacked Aeneas. Aphrodite rushed to protect her son, but Diomedes had the blessing of Athena. He saw through Aphrodite's protection, and he did something unthinkable. He wounded a goddess. His spear struck Aphrodite's wrist. Ichor, the blood of the gods, flowed from her wound. Aphrodite screamed and fled to Olympus. The other gods mocked her, especially Athena and Hera. They said she wasn't meant for war. She should stick to love and seduction. This only made Aphrodite more determined. She would show them. Throughout the war, Aphrodite used her powers subtly. She clouded judgment. She stirred emotions. She kept Paris and Helen together even as Troy burned. Helen grew to hate herself. She called herself a curse. She wanted to return to Menelaus. But every time she tried, Aphrodite's magic pulled her back. Helen was a prisoner of love, and thousands died because of it. The greatest heroes of Greece fell: Achilles, Ajax, Patroclus. Troy's defenders also perished. Hector, Troy's greatest warrior, was killed by Achilles. Even Paris himself fell, shot by a poisoned arrow. But still, Troy stood. The walls were too strong. The Greeks couldn't breach them, until Odysseus had an idea. The Greeks built a giant wooden horse. Inside, they hid their best warriors. Then they pretended to sail away. The Trojans thought they had won. They found the horse on the beach. They believed it was a gift to the gods. Some Trojans were suspicious. The priest Laocoon warned them. He said, "I fear Greeks even bearing gifts." He threw a spear at the horse. But Athena intervened. She sent serpents to kill Laocoon and his sons. The Trojans saw this as a sign from the gods. They brought the horse inside the city walls. That night they celebrated. Wine flowed freely. Music filled the streets. For the first time in 10 years, Troy felt safe. But as the city slept, the Greek warriors emerged. They opened the gates. The Greek army, which had been hiding nearby, poured in. What followed was a massacre. The Greeks showed no mercy. They killed men, enslaved women, murdered children. They burned temples, destroyed homes. The mighty city of Troy was reduced to ashes. King Priam was slaughtered at his own altar. His grandson Astyanax was thrown from the walls. The royal family was wiped out. And Helen? Menelaus found her in the burning city. He had vowed to kill her, but when he saw her beauty again, his anger melted. Some say Aphrodite intervened one last time. She made Helen irresistible once more. Menelaus took Helen back to Sparta. They lived together until they died, but the cost was unimaginable. Tens of thousands dead, an entire civilization destroyed, all because of one goddess's vanity. Aphrodite had won the golden apple. So who was Aphrodite? She was the goddess of love, but she was also the goddess of destruction. Her beauty started wars. Her jealousy ended empires. The Trojan War wasn't just about Helen. It was about divine pride. It was about a goddess who couldn't bear to lose. Aphrodite didn't destroy Troy with armies. She destroyed it with desire, with manipulation, with the most powerful weapon in the universe, love. The ancient Greeks understood something we often forget. Love isn't always gentle. It isn't always kind. Love can be the most dangerous force of all. Aphrodite showed us that beauty has power, desire has consequences, and sometimes, love destroys more than it creates. The Trojans learned this lesson too late. Their city burned, their people enslaved, all because they trusted in the wrong goddess. So the next time you hear about Aphrodite, remember this. She wasn't just the goddess of roses and romance. She was the goddess who destroyed Troy, and she did it all for vanity. Thank you for watching Trojan Mythology. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more ancient stories, and comment below what myth you want us to explore next. Until next time, remember the lessons of the gods.
Thank you for watching till the very end. If you're still here, it means you truly enjoyed the story, and that means the world to me. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and share this video with someone who loves mythology as much as you do. Your support helps this epic journey continue, episode after episode. Once again, thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. And I'll see you in the next chapter of Trojan mythology.